is important. Those rest days are equally as important. Alright, when should I stretch and how often? Oh boy, now this is a good topic right here. And the only reason I say it, when I was in my 20s and I was working out, I said screw stretching. Alright, as I get older, I'm learning that stretching is one of the most important things to do for me as a bigger, kind of bulkier guy, right? And I say that because, boy, what are we here by myself today, so I had to make sure I got everything together on my own without the help of just God, my wife. I could talk my shit in the background and whatnot. But today it's gonna be a good episode, man, because we got 10 questions, right? And they're all related to fitness. So this episode is going to be primarily about fitness, man. The whole episode. Anyway, I'm going to start with recapping my week. Last week was a good week. Of course, we put out episode 2 of season 2 of the podcast. The numbers looking real good. I want to thank all my subscribers. I want to thank all the listeners. And I want to thank all the streaming sites for making sure that they push the podcast for me. Also want to give a special shout out to Spreaker Podcast. That is the machine that's behind this podcast, and is responsible for making sure everybody can hear this podcast consistently. So look, we in the house by myself tonight. I said, man, let me go on and get this podcast out the way. You feel me? While the bambinos are gone. So that's what we doing. But yeah, give me a minute, man. We gonna change this mic around. That's what we're about to do. Seems like it make more sense. Right now I can't hear myself. But yeah, I went on a date night this week. My team had Thursday night football, which is always exciting. Problem is, I didn't realize we played on Thursday until after I made that purchase for the comedy show we went to, which was interesting in itself. And I really believe, man, everyone's about to start requiring that you are vaccinated to attend events, right? I guess it just makes sense. I'm not sure why that's important when people that are vaccinated are still testing positive for COVID, and in so many cases still being hospitalized. But we went to the show, right? After the show, there was definitely an after party. Got some sad news for you. Ain't really sad. Hard head makes the song bottom. My boy, he broke his wrist. And my wife, she spent several hours at Children's Hospital, dealing with that. And as I explained to him consistently, the importance of making intelligent decisions. And of course, he had to find out the hard way. And that's how that went. So Friday was a long day because, he's also out in close contact tracing. 3 people in his class tested positive for COVID. And he went out of school on September 5th, and he doesn't go back until September 20th. But me and my wife made a decision that he will not be going back to school because we just can't chance it. It's getting a little ridiculous with the school system, but we'll save that for another podcast. Like I said, this podcast is definitely going to be interesting because we ain't really gotten to straight up fitness in a while, man. I got 10 questions that were, that was asked to me, and I'm gonna respond to them, right? And that's how we go. But we want to start this podcast off. This podcast is sponsored by EPN Nutrition. Go to epnnutrition.com. Type in my code, all caps, MJohnson10 for 10% off your entire purchase, man. I think when you look at 10% off, right, everybody think, okay, man, that's nothing, right? But just go over there and check it out, man. Every little bit counts, right? That helps the podcast. That helps me. And, I am a sponsored athlete by EPN. So check them out, man. Also follow them on Instagram at EPN Nutrition. Also follow me on Instagram at _ M the Motivated Johnson. M the Motivated J _ fitness. So _ M the Motivated J _ fitness. And I want to start this podcast off. Welcome to episode 3, MTMJ Fit Podcast. I am your host, MTMJ, M the Motivated J Fitness. Yours truly. We are going into episode 3 of season 2. Season 2, y'all. And I sit back and I go back and, I'm doing, like I say, I'm the host, I'm the producer, I'm the editor, I'm everything. So when I go back and I listen to each episode of the podcast, I'm always, I'm always critiquing myself and finding ways that I can get better. And so that's what I did this week. I think episode 2 was a pretty good podcast, man. I got some pretty good feedback from that podcast, and I thoroughly enjoyed it myself, just listening back to it, And I was proud of myself, man. I want to give myself a round of applause. Oh yeah, don't pay no attention to that. But I want to give myself a round of applause because I have been doing a great job. Right, over 35 episodes recorded, over 35 episodes published, over 35 episodes edited, and I've been staying consistent with it. I looked at it the other day, and I've been doing this podcast for 6 months straight, minus the 6 weeks that I took it off. So, it ain't easy, but everything isn't hard. You just got to put the work in. So, let's get into it. Make sure you subscribe to the podcast on YouTube. Make sure you like, follow, and share this podcast. If you feel like commenting, make sure you comment. Make sure you review the podcast, especially on Apple Podcasts, man. I want you to review it. Leave a nice, brief comment. Just telling the people how much you enjoy it. It helps me draw in some sponsorships, man, for this podcast, so we can grow this podcast a little bit more, and so I can stop working a regular 9 to 5. Support your boy. Support your boy. Lifting out the memory. Ain't no place I'd rather be here with you. Loving you. I think the worst mistake they made is me figuring out how to add music to this podcast, man. You know, I think one of the things about podcasting, right, and I've learned is kind of keeping people's attention. I can see why somebody would listen to a few minutes of like last season and then just disappear or just go away. So I kind of want to make sure I'm kind of bringing a little bit more energy to the podcast, man. Because this is the things I do in the gym when I'm working out, man, or when I'm driving to work, or when I'm just having a good time, man. I love music. I think music has a way of bringing people together, man. So I kind of want to make sure I'm keeping this podcast fresh. Fresh for me, fresh for the younger folk that like to listen to this podcast, and then especially for anyone who just wants to casually enjoy the podcast. So I'm always trying to give it a little bit more energy. So please, man, please share this podcast. Tell a friend, man. Help me out, man. Help the podcast out. I know when we get to this song, this part of the song, man, look, you gonna think like, I know we end the summer, man. So this time I'm gonna end the music before I get into the topics, man. Hey, look, we end the summer, we going into fall, man. I think September 1st is probably the last big picnic or party in your backyard, or grilling in the backyard with your family. So we going into the fall just like this. She used to be mine. She be like her. So right now, we vibing, man. YouTube, we vibing, y'all. Make sure you go on over to Apple, Spotify, iHeart to listen to the podcast, so you can hear the music, man. No, we can't play it on YouTube. YouTube will take my daggone podcast down. And you saw. Alright, enough of that, man. Let's get into this podcast, man. Like I said, man, my daggone son freaked around and broke his wrist. I think that was the hardest part to kind of deal with, because I'm constantly now asking him every day how he feels. Man, is he feeling like I'm just checking his mind frame, his mental health, man, making sure he's not really stressing too much over just the broken wrist thing. But he's slowly like adding it to his lifestyle. And I would say that is because the first day he would not play the video game. He didn't want to do anything with that hand. Now his worry was he gonna be able to Beyblade? Was he gonna be able to play Fortnite? And now the boy is Beyblading and Fortnite, and like, I don't know what. I woke up this morning and we're recording this podcast Sunday for Monday and Tuesday. So Monday for the streaming, Apple, iHeart, Spreaker, Spotify, and then Tuesday for my YouTube family, right? And we're recording this podcast for Monday. So I want to say, like, come Monday, man, happy Monday, people. Happy Monday, positive vibes, man. Let's get the week started all right. Whether it's work, man, whether it's workout, just be active, man. Just be active. Don't be that person that's sitting on the couch. Well, yeah, man, I'm so proud that he finally figured it out. So, look, like I said, we had 10 questions, right? We're going to knock these 10 questions out. And I'm going to just give you my opinion based off of the questions, right? I got some notes jotted down, but for the most part, I'm going to speak from heart and my experiences with each question. So the first question is, do I need to work out every day? Look, in the beginning, I thought working out every day would cure everything, right? This is before I understood the importance of applying all the phases: eat, sleep, workout, repeat, right? I mean, that's just how it is, man. Like, man, you eat to be able to facilitate the results from working out in the gym. And then after working out in the gym, you sleep just so you can recover. Recover from the workout, man. Those are the three things, man. Those are the three most important things: nutrition, eating, and then sleeping well, man. Like, all that works on to your mental health. And I said that last podcast or the podcast before that, maybe episode 1 or episode 2, but we're on episode 3. The importance of sleeping, man. A lot of things work entwined when you sleep. When your sleep is on par with your nutrition and you're working out, a lot of things flow together as far as your fitness routine and your fitness lifestyle. So, man, no, you don't need to work out every day. I think when you begin working out, the goal is to get 4 to 5 days. As you get more experience, and this is just from my experience, as your level of experience and like knowing the gym and knowing your routines and knowing what you want to do and knowing how things work out then maybe you want to cut it back to 3 and 4 days. Then you get a little bit, you get to where you think you're not settling, but you're being like where you feel like you're comfortable and you know everything, and you can go in the gym and you can pick 2 body parts and kind of focus on them. Then you go to some more like 2 or 3 days. But I think what people fail to realize is, in fitness, is just because you're not in the gym doesn't necessarily mean you're not being active, right? Most of the people I know, they have pets. Most of the people I know, they have kids. Most of the people I know, they have families. So chances are you're walking maybe 60 to 90 minutes a day already. You don't even realize it. The important thing is to not get so caught up in spending hours sitting on the couch, hours just in a stationary position where you're not moving, right? That's the thing. Like, I think a lot of us have these watches and these trackers, right? And sometimes you can set the notification to let you know, okay, now it's time to get up and move, right? Or walk around your house, or just do something, right? So, no, you don't need to work out every day, but at some point you want to work your way up to 4 or 5 days and work your way down to 2 or 3 days. And this is in my experience, right? I don't know, to each his own. I think that's the part about learning your body and really focusing on what you want to do for you. The next one is, how long should I work out, right? So look, again, that goes back to question number 1. Going into question number 2, you can work out 30 minutes or you can work out 90 minutes. My days per se vary. I can go in the gym and get a good workout in 30 minutes. And then when I'm feeling like I need that extra for maybe I had a long day, or maybe things were a little hard. I might go in the gym and I might get a little bit more time in there, and I might go from 30 minutes to 60 minutes, maybe 90 minutes. I think the longest I've ever been in the gym is probably 90 minutes, right? So again, as you grow in fitness, that time varies, and that time may go up and that time may go down. I think when you make fitness a lifestyle choice and and you make that adjustment to working out and adding those things to your lifestyle would determine what's available for you and what's not. I think the problem with some people and where they fall off at is that they're working so hard to catch a check that sometimes fitness is left on the back end. But what I had to learn over the last 8 years, 9 years is that without fitness and without working out and without eating right and without sleeping, there's no chasing a check. Eventually your body's gonna fail you. If you eat like crap every day and you're not doing some of the things you're supposed to, the body is gonna start laughing at you, and you're gonna be able to tell, you're gonna be able to feel. You're not gonna feel the way you want to. So you determine that, but you will grow and learn as you go. So don't fear it. Don't be worried. Just know that it's gonna get better. When you're gonna figure that out. Let me see. Yeah, I gotta make sure it's still recording. Alright, so now we're going into the third question. How can I increase lean muscle mass? Alright, right. I think with me, I had to learn that that's not one of the hardest things. One thing you have to do is kind of like lower your body fat, right? So that means upping the cardio a little bit, right? You up the cardio and then you up your repetition, right? And you gradually increase your weight, right? That's like and then the nutrition, right? But like if you don't got that nutrition part worked out, the lean muscle mass and all that other good stuff, it won't matter, right? But in order to determine how to increase it, you have to first understand the numbers, right? The calculations you need to incorporate into building that lean muscle mass, right? I can sit here for that topic, just the lean muscle mass increasing thing, that takes the time, right? I can sit here and I'm going to dummy it down for you a little bit, right? So what you have to do is first understand what your body fat is, right? Then calculate that and then determine what your lean muscle mass is, right? But first you got to know how much you weigh, right? All those things add up. But like I say, for me, it took me 4 years to to understand lean muscle mass, because people think body index. You got body index, weight, body fat, all that determines your lean muscle mass, right? So like I say, getting that, man, is you increasing your strength training, right? Adding a little bit of cardio to drop the body weight, cutting back on the carbs, cutting back your calories daily, right? So if you want to go at, say you may start at like a 2,500 calorie based off of your weight and what you are and what position you fall in, because everything with fitness, when it comes to like determining these numbers, it's a numbers game, right? So once you determine all these things, right, you start gradually decreasing, right? And the body's gonna be able to tell, because like, for me, for instance, right, I used to go in and eat like 4 pieces of chicken drumsticks and be like, right? My body now has accustomed me to, it won't allow me to do certain things, right? So this is where, you learn, this is the time that you start learning your body, right? And it takes time, man. It's like fitness is one of those things, is you have to find that love. For some people, they have to find that love. And for some people, they want it, so it's easy to go for. And that's why I say with fitness, it's to each his own, man. Number 4, how much weight should I use in strength training, right? So like, Again, like, these things are a numbers game. I think when you determine your rep range and all this other good stuff, you basically want to first, go off your body weight. How much you weigh. All right, so you going on Monday, and this is an example. I'm gonna do 10% of my body weight, right? I'm gonna work on reps, but in each situation, I'm gonna gradually increase it, right? I'm gonna gradually go up each rep. Each set. I'm gonna gradually increase, and then you come back on Wednesday, and you just building, right? I would say, man, like, start out with like 20% of your body weight, and then you work from there, right? So with the strength training, it's important to always remember that working out, you're performing a workout that focuses on the amount of weight you're using to complete the workout. So if you start out with 110 pounds on the bench press, right, you need to make sure your 1 rep max. You first determine what your 1 rep max is, right? And most times that is the number of times that you can bench 110, right? So once you determine, basically you start at 110 and you go as many reps as you can, right? And when you finish off, you calculate that times the 110. And that determines your 1 rep max, right? So then that's what you can do for 1 rep, right? So that's how you determine your strength. So when trying to lose weight, right, I think people would think that I need to go in the gym, right, and I need to do tons of cardio. No, that's not how it works, right? I think if you do cardio all year round, right, at some point you're going to have aches and pains, and it's going to be a lot of flubber, right? The best way to lose weight and lose weight responsibly is to incorporate a certain amount of cardio with a certain amount of strength and circular training, right? And then you combine those two together with your nutrition and sleep, and then you will notice that the weight will start dropping. But you can't eat like crap and go to the gym and think that your body is going to progress. It's not true. I know that for a fact. I'm a perfect example. The first 2 years of working out, that is what I thought I could do, and that is tons of shoot. Can't say ish. It was tons of crap. It's not going to work out that way, right? All right, so how often should I rest, right? So I would say, for me, right, I'll go 2 full days of working out and then rest 1 day between. You have some people do these programs where they get 4 days on, 2 days off, or 3 days on and 1 day off, and then go back at it. You determine that, right? Like, you know when your body's breaking down. You know when you need rest. For me, I would, like I say, I do probably one day off, 2 days on, 1 day off, 2 days on. That's how I do it. And I think the more responsibilities you get in your life, those rest days, it'll be important, right? While the nutrition is important, those rest days are equally as important. All right, when should I stretch and how often? Oh boy, now this is a good topic right here. And the only reason I say it, when I was in my 20s and I was working out, I said screw stretching, right? As I get older, I'm learning that stretching is one of the most important things to do for me as a bigger, kind of bulkier guy, right? And I say that because, boy, man, I be stiff every day now.